Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome back to, well, it's another Chase the Ace video, so you know what's coming. I attempt to pick up some Ace Tank rewards in machines that I haven't got it in, basically. So we're going to start off with the STA-1. This is the Japanese Tier 8 medium tank. A machine I initially disliked, but it kind of grew on me with time, if I'm going to be honest. Now, the platoon I'm in, it's just a dynamic platoon. It's not people that I know at all, so, you know, I'm not going to really mention those guys at all. They are random people. We're here on Erlenberg. Erlenberg? Erlenberg. And it's an assault map, or assault match. We're on the defending team. And hopefully we can have a reasonable impact on the game. So, yay, damage on a T37 there. The reason I didn't initially like the STA-1 is basically it's about the gun. The STA-1, in terms of mobility, is kind of like a Pershing. The gun is kind of a cross between the Pershings and the Centurions, but it has quite bad bloom values, so that means the effective aiming time tends to be a bit dodgy. Rate of fire's good, but effective aiming time, not so much. And that used to frustrate me so much, especially before I mounted a vertical stabilizer on this tank. With a vertical stabilizer, it became much better, but without, it was kind of painful. But with time, the tank grew on me, and actually, as I play this, you can see I've got 2 marks of excellence on the machine, so I ended up not doing too badly in it at all. Hello, Mr. T37. And there's, well, it's another below average damage roll. Had a couple of them, but, you know, let's not worry about that too much. At least I hit and did some damage. So I've come over to this ridgeline. We're top tier, which means that while our armour still isn't fantastic, we do have the health point pull to at least absorb some shots. And I'm just trying to use the 10 degrees of gun depression that you get with the STA-1 to harass that KV-3. An easier target than the Super Pershing, so I'm just taking advantage of him to rack up some damage. 2 more shots, well, 1 more shot now, should hopefully allow me to finish this fella off. But no, Panther 2 is slightly quicker on the uptake. Either way, he is dead. Super Pershing now, trying to go for that kind of commander's hatch type thing, turret coil, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is, on top of the turret of the Super Pershing. Don't manage to hit, but I managed to put 1 shot through the side of his turret and then 1 straight through the turret roof. I have the advantage of shooting down on the Super Pershing, which makes his armour somewhat easier to penetrate, as you can see there, and he is done. The scoreline is 7-3, so we're doing well in this match as a team. Not having significant problems. There is a T38 prototype, and so we'll just start working this guy over as well. And this game, honestly, it's not going to be an epic, you know, comeback or anything. This is very much just about farming damage on people. Our Hellcat dies, but so does their KV-85, side of the turret of a T28 prototype, there we go. And some of these shots I'm taking aren't the best aimed, but they are going in this particular game. Hurrah, we finally get a kill. It's not every game where that actually happens. And that's the thing with this gun, you know, if it works, it's great, if it doesn't, it can be really quite annoying. Anyway, we've finished off the guys down the 9 and 0 lines. And our teammates who went to the other side of the river have actually managed to hold on for quite a long time and even do quite a bit of damage to the enemy team. So, I mean, this is just one of those games where our team ended up doing better than the enemy team, frankly. Both of the guys who were in my dynamic platoon have succumbed to the inevitable. I mean, we were still outnumbered on the other flank, but they put up a really quite good defense. But now we have an opportunity to hopefully do something about these fellas. Nah, no shot on the Panther M10, or not one that kind of worked anyway. Can we do something about it now? If he's going to poke himself out, then probably. Panther M10 has a pretty shoddy view range, so I'm pretty sure I can fire with impunity here, going for the T34, and I actually get a little bit lucky. And the shot goes where I want it to. IS spotted over there as well, also has a pretty shoddy view range, so I should be relatively safe taking these shots as well. There's one. Can we put a second into this guy? Would be quite nice. He's backing off, he's backing off. He's not backing off fast enough. There's kill number 2. Panther M10, like I said, pretty shoddy view range. There we go, we get to shoot him as well. So there's one shot. And that one misses. And we managed to only track him with that round. Oh, we've been spotted. I can live with taking a 75mm shell at this point, but I don't even have to do that. And there is kill number 3. There are 3 of them left now. T32, T34, and a Challenger. There is the T34 behind a building. Don't really have a shot on him at the moment. Trying to get into a position from which I might. There we go. Side of the turret. Not at that angle. The side of the turret on that tank's actually fairly tough. I tend to underestimate the armor values on it. You can penetrate it, but generally speaking you want to have a nice, clear, flat shot into that turret side, and if not, it might be slightly awkward. Challenger and T32 are way over there. Again, side of the turret on a T32, that could be awkward. Hull of a T34, however, yeah, we'll have that, and he is done. And that just leaves this T32 alone and outnumbered against the Horde. Poor guy. I do feel a little bit sorry for him. I'm going to try and pick up a last bit of damage, and if we're lucky, maybe even a last kill on this fellow, although of course so is everyone else on our team. There we go, one in. Can we pick up the finishing shot? No, we can't. The OI takes him out instead. Oh, well, there we go. What you gonna do? And that is the game. So, nothing vastly exciting. It was mainly just farming damage on people, but nonetheless, let's go and see how well we ended up doing. Well, it wouldn't be a Chase the Ace video if they weren't ace tankers in it, so it was an ace tanker. Spotter, Bruiser, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, and Confederate medals, which isn't a bad haul of medals to get. In the end, we did 4,325 damage done, 3 kills, 1,399 base experience. Shoutouts should also go to the T21 and the Cromwell, both of whom also managed over 1,000 base experience. And commiserations to the T34 on the enemy team, almost 3,000 damage, not quite enough to pull the win out of the bag. 26 shots fired, 23 hits, 20 penetrations for that damage count, most of which was from a distance of relatively close range, you know, less than 300 meters, but there was a little bit that was more than that. 1,529 assistance damage into the bargain, which was on a few tanks, T32, Super Pershing, KV3 and Panther M10. Travelled 2.5 kilometers close as damn it, and got 31,000 credit profit even with a standard account, as we didn't actually take any fire at all. We didn't get hit once. I don't think anyone even actually... Oh no, 1 or 2 people did shoot at us, but they didn't hit us. So all in all, a fairly straightforward game where farming damage was the name of the game. So let's move on to our second offering now. Here we go then. In this game, I am in the T37. American Tier 6 light tank. This is not a machine I actually like very much. Don't let the 2 marks of excellence fool you. I've no idea how I got those. Yeah, they just happened. So we're here on the Windstorm map. It's a Tier 8 match, so this is very much middle of the road matchmaking for the T37, being, as it is, a Tier 6 light tank. Initially, kinda driving over here, going to see if I can spot some fellows. And if you look at the minimap, you'll notice the distinct, well, lack of any real support, which could be cause for concern, let's put it that way. Oh, there's now a medium tank and a tank destroyer who have come this side of the river. Okay, plus a couple of artillery, but from the perspective of direct support, they really don't count. There's also a heavy tank, KV-85, who's over on my right-hand side, but I haven't managed to spot anyone yet, so yeah. Doesn't look like there's anyone to get too excited about over here. Haven't been spotted myself, though. I mean, I shouldn't have been in that position, but even so, it's always nice to not get spotted. And I decide to relocate a little bit, coming up this ridgeline here. From here, you can get some pretty good supporting fire over to help out your allies who are fighting on that flank. One shot into the SU-152. I use the single shotgun on the T37. Some people prefer the autoloader. And we managed to set the SU-152 on fire in the process, which is always nice. He's still burning. Apparently someone left home without a fire extinguisher, which I find endlessly amusing. So, you know, there's like 700 damage on that fellow, that 500 of which, say, I wouldn't have otherwise had. And he is now dead. So, moral of this story, fire extinguishers are your friend. We've lost our first couple of tanks, though, an IS-3 and a VK-3001P, but on the flip side, we've claimed twice that number on the enemy team, including one of their top tiers, the TVP VTU, and the scores keep mounting up in our favour. This is looking pretty good. Cromwell, however, is getting beaten up by the enemy Indian Panzer. Oh, and hello, AMX CDC. Takes a bit of a battering, however. Someone's tracked him, which is always nice. And for me, it would take 2 more shots to nail this fellow. 1 more goes in, but I can't quite get the other shot off. But again, someone else picks up the kill, and that is fine. Indian Panzer pushing forward. Seems a little bit optimistic of him. Has he not seen what's happened to all of his buddies? Oh well, guess not. There's one in, and he's managed to make it into cover before I can shoot him anymore. KV-85 there, and oh, I was going to move forward. In fact, I am going to move forward, but suddenly, surprise, AMX M4. Now, this could have ended quite badly. Thankfully, I am not the focus of their attention. The T-44 is, who, unfortunately, pays for it with a rather spectacular ammo rack. So he is dead. So me and this KV-85, if these two get behind the KV-85, he is whole kinds of screwed. I was going to go around to my left-hand side, but I see there's a Tiger over there, making this a little awkward. But seeing as apparently these guys are happy not to pay me any attention, I will shoot them. They've managed to take out our KV-85, fair enough. But, yeah, they are now focusing me. Put one into the AMX M4, and even bounce a shot. The armour on that AMX really isn't the best. I mean, if you angle the front plate, you can bounce some lower tier light tanks, but that's kind of not that impressive if we're going to be honest. Now he's coming up behind me, so I keep moving forward, but putting shots into this M6 as I do so to try and help our artillery out. And can I actually? Yes, I can. There's a kill with a thunk. Scoreline is 11-7. Coming back up here to deal with the AMX M4. And now it's just the AMX and the M12 artillery piece left. This again wasn't the most challenging game in the world. He's got an angled upper front plate, which I'm going to struggle to penetrate unless I load APCR, which I do. There's the kill. Back to armor piercing, and we just need to hunt down this M12 artillery piece now. So I'm just going to speed this along a little bit. Our IS-3 appears to have found him as he just lost 1,000 health, over 1,000 health. Just, as I say, speeding this along, because otherwise watching us try and hunt down an artillery piece might be a little bit tedious. I still haven't taken any damage yet. AMX hit me, but T37 armor OP. KV-4 actually nails the M12. I don't manage to get there in time, and that is the game. So let's go and have a look at the post-battle results. And here we go. Now this was one of those ace tankers that came as a surprise because, well, the game didn't feel particularly special. It didn't feel like I did all that much, but hey, who am I to argue? So ace tanker, fire for effect, and bruiser. I guess the fire on the SU-152 helped. And to be fair, if we look at the tanks I damaged, with the exception of the M6, all of them were a higher tier than myself. So, 2,405 damage done, 2 kills, 1,331 base experience, was enough for my ace. And if we look at the enemy team, unfortunately, with the exception of that M12 artillery piece, they just really didn't pull their weight. And even that M12 did about half that damage in one shot right at the end on our IS-3 when the game was already lost. So the enemy team just really didn't have a very good game. 23 shots fired, 23 hits, 18 penetrations, for 2,500 damage, most of which was from relatively close range. Also 900 assistance damage into the bargain on that AMX M4 in the end, which was nice. Profit of 25,000 credits, even with a standard account, and times 3 experience event on at the time. So came away with a reasonable amount of experience, and that was the game that meant I never had to play the T37 again. Hurrah! I was able to sell the thing, and that made me a very happy bunny indeed. What can I say? I just don't like it. Anyway, there we go. Couple of games for you. Me getting ace tankers. In machines that, well, I've struggled to get them in. So, there we go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, by all means, feel free to catch some of my others, and or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.